Hello everyone and welcome to my weekly journal again. So I am back. Thank you so much from the last week because so many people were happy to see me again with my weekly journals. Thank you, Catherine, for the super thanks. It means a lot for me. It's amazing. Every time I'm seeing kind of this kind of messages means quite a lot for me. And yeah, I don't have too many things for this week, but we have something. So yeah, let's just get started with the weekly journal. Okay, so first thing first, it's the skirt behind me, and I finished the grading the pattern for it, and also started to work on the pattern, but I just paused it. It was something that I needed to do today, but just because I wanted to film this weekly journal, I just paused it, but it will be done. Maybe by the time when you'll see this video, this weekly journal, because it will get out at the end of the week, then this pattern will be already live. Hope so. As usual, I don't really know what will happen, but anyway, if this pattern is already available and the video tutorial, I will put the link over here so you can watch the video tutorial, and the link for the written pattern in the description box below. So to talk a bit more about this skirt, because now I had everything fresh in my mind about the construction, so it will be really easy to adjust to make it even more flared if you want. And I know that it's annoying with the slip stitch ribbing because it takes a lot of time, but don't worry, you can use any other stitch pattern for the ribbing. So this is perfect. You can work single crochet stitches, anything. It doesn't matter if the stitch, the gauge for the ribbing, because in the pattern I will also give you the gauge for the ribbing. It doesn't matter if it's a different one, because you will adjust that with the elastic band that will be basically the one that that will go with the skirt around your waist. Next, I used as a reference to start with, so the number of stitches that I started with, it's something in between the waist and between the hips. So my hips has a 90 centimeters circumference. My waist is 63, 65. So I started with about 82 centimeters in circumference, because after this section over here we will add more stitches, and this when making the increases will be basically around the hips, so it will be nice and having the shape of our body. But anyways, if you have a different body construction, it doesn't matter. You need to start with the stitch with a number of stitches, and I will give you some kind of an ease. I told you basically it's about 10 centimeter less than the hip circumference. But if you feel like you will want, I don't know, having a bigger waist, it's not about judging the bodies, it's just that I want to explain you a bit more. But then it's like the hips are not that big, or maybe they are straight. It's okay, you make the adjustment according to the bigger part of your body, or the most prominent part of your body. It's really easy to adjust. And then of course, if you will need this increase to be higher, so to add the stitches, then you can work less rounds in between the increases. So yeah, but I will try to explain as much as possible into the pattern. And then what I started to do, because I was telling you last time that I'm preparing the video tutorial for the circle dress, and I already started to join the white circles and filming the video tutorial. I put it on pause because I needed to finish the skirt pattern first and some other things. My friend came to Amsterdam and I gave her the black dress and it fits her and she's really happy with it, so I am happy with it. So now I cannot wait to finish this final sample, I hope. And because I saw her with that dress, I was telling you last time that maybe I will do it as a top and a skirt maybe later, but now seeing the dress, I'm kind of wanted a dress as well. And as she said, wear it as with a second skin under, which can be in a black color, and you can wear it with some boots, and can be even having like the summery hippie vibes or boho vibes, I don't know. So I kind of love that idea, so keep thinking if I should make this into a dress or not. For now I do have all the circles, the motif for the top version, and because now the pattern is kind of intuitive and repetitive, I can finish the pattern and the video tutorial before I actually finish the entire dress, because then you just need to repeat some steps and finish the dress or the length that you want. Then I kind of missed some evening projects, because everything that I have in my head right now that I want to do or start just need to be filmed as for the video tutorial, and somehow during the evening I cannot do that because of the light and so on. So I cannot start working on some other ideas, because during the day I don't have enough time because I have other things to finish. So I cannot start anything new that I have in my mind. So I kind of needed like an evening project to work on. Well, I do have this cardigan version, which won't be like something for summer, maybe it will be a transitional piece, and I still worked a few more rows, but I want it to be pretty, oh sorry, I want it to be pretty long, like covering the butt, so I still need to work a few rows. This is worked in pearly haze that I got from Hobby, and yeah, I managed to work a few more rows because I'm thinking to make the video tutorial, because this is one single piece, and I'm thinking to make the video tutorial like for a sample at first, and then to explain further the construction and everything. So I'm keeping this as until I will get to the armpit, where I will need to film the process. I will keep it as an evening project and work a bit on it. But I had some beautiful sock yarn from Wool Addict as the footprint yarn. I think I showed it to you last time, and this is the wool and cotton blend, and it's not really stiff, or it's really soft. It's nothing different in between this and a cotton yarn. So, and because with the socks I'm not really good at it, or I don't like to make them, I just started to knit something. If you follow me along for a while, you know that my perfect evening project is something knitted. So, and this is kind of this project is kind of a challenge, let's just say, or something weird, because I'm using 8mm needles with this yarn. So I have some pretty loose stitches but I think that after finishing everything and blocking it and so on, it will look like a nice summery sweater. And I'm using basically the same pattern as the Clio sweater, but that one has some eyelets stitches in between. I'm using only stockinette, the same as I did with the sweater dress that I was wearing on the entire winter with the leftover yarn. So I'm following the same pattern, same number of stitches, same everything, only that I'm working with this thin yarn and the 8mm crochet needles. So I don't know, for now I'm pretty happy with it, and it's kind of addictive as well, because yeah, and because I didn't notice at the beginning that I have two colorways of this one, I kind of want to I'm using every skein, changing the skeins at with every row, so kind of to keep the same colorway for the entire sweater. So yeah, this is one thing that I'm trying to do, and I'm not sure about this, but I did make a swatch for something. I wish for a long time to make something into a ripple stitch pattern, and I kind of these are with double crochet, with triple crochet. I'm just trying different, and also the stitches in between with single crochet and also with half double crochet, trying to see what it will look better. I'm trying to use the same technique for changing the color with 4 colors, picking up on the size the farthest color that I have. And yeah, I would like to make something as like a skirt again. I don't know what I have with bottoms this season, and yeah, I don't know. Let me think what you think, if this should become a dress or not, or maybe something else. And this was basically it, what I was working on. I don't know, the time is the days, it looks like they are passing too fast, so I don't have enough time for anything. And I just talked with my husband, and I was thinking for next week to try to order some meal boxes or something, because I don't have time for anything, for cooking, for it's too much. So I'm trying to find a way to make it easier. Now, because I was telling you last time that I will start working on the Lindsay bag, and I already did the base for it. I don't want a white base because I want to be more like it will have enough space because I wanted to have like a more flatty purse. Again, I don't know if it's exactly what Lindsay like it for now, but I hope that she will learn something from this process. And now we will work the base for it, and I will try to explain you the base construction or oval base construction in single crochet a bit more with more things, because until now I was following like a machine the pattern for the oval base, but without understanding exactly the increases, why they are made in those stitches and so on. Well, I knew the principle that it needs to have this oval shape on the sides, but I couldn't understand, and somehow always it was working, but it was something wrong. It wasn't that perfect. So I will explain you in a bit how to make it, how to calculate it, if you need a specific number of stitches required for your stitch pattern that you're about to use on the bag, and how to make these increases. As you can see, I have marked the some stitches over here, but not the increased stitches, as the stitches that are staying fixed, they are not changing. And I'll show you right away how I did it. So now let's just start to work on Lindsay bag and make this base, and for the next week we will start to work on the trunk. So this is the yarn that I'm using for this bag. It's a macrame string or macrame cord yarn. This is a single strand, is 2 millimeters, and I will use a 4 millimeter crochet hook because I want the fabric to be nice and strong as for a bag. Now, the stitch pattern that I will want to use after finishing the base of the bag is a stitch pattern that requires a multiple of 3 stitches. So to do that, I need to calculate with how many stitches I will need to start. When working an oval base, you'll have these 2 stitches, so the first one and the last one into the chain, where the increases will be made to make that oval shape. The rest of the chain will remain the same. Okay, so now I calculated everything, because here you will always have a multiple of 3 stitches, because we are starting with 3 stitches into each stitch to turn on the other side of the chain. So you'll have always a multiple of 3 and multiple of 3. So to do that, having all around a multiple of 3 stitches, I will need to have here on my chain also a multiple of 3 stitches. I have here 41 stitches, because if I'm going and subtract the 2 stitches over here, I will remain with 39 stitches, which is a multiple of 3. So this might you might find it difficult to calculate this from the beginning. It's just if your pattern for the trunk of the bag requires a multiple of specific stitches. If not, then you can go with any chains, number of chains as you want. So now I will start with 41, but I will need 42 to just have the turning chain over here, and then I will start into the second stitch. If you're working with the single strand of macrame cord, you might find it difficult to make the stitches. So now we will single crochet into each stitch, but we will let the last stitch in the chain without working in it, because we will do an increase over there. So now let's just single crochet into each stitch. By the way, all the calculation that I was explaining before are for single crochet stitches, because if you're working the base in double crochet, then the number of increases is changing here on the sides. Okay, so I got to the last stitch, and then in this last stitch we will work 3 single crochet. So this is just to get on the other side of the chain and work this oval shape base. And now I will go into each of the stitches on the other side of the base. It's easy to see them because you can see the stitch that is below, and you need to go just on on the other side of the stitch. And when we are getting into the last stitch, we need to finish the increase on the other side. So now we will just go, and here where is this single crochet, so this will be the last stitch. I hope you can see. Here we will stop and see how to make the increase. So for now we will just single crochet into the bottom basically of the other stitches. And now when we get to the last stitch, then we need to make 2 more single crochet, because with the first one that we did at the beginning of the round, it will be 3 single crochet, the same as into the other side. So 2 more, and now I will slip stitch into the first stitch. Okay, now what nobody explained me before with this oval shape is and always they were saying to put the stitch markers into the stitches that you will need to increase, but I find it easier because you can see that these 2 sides, not counting the 3 stitches over here, these 2 sides will remain with the same number of stitches, and you'll need to increase starting with these 3 stitches into those stitches only. And the pattern that you will need to increase, because you need to have like a semicircle shape, is the same as working like a circle. So is that adding 1 stitch in between the increases with every row. So what I am doing right now is basically to mark my stitches that are fixed, that they remain the same. This is here, this will be the first stitch, which is the same from the 3rd stitch. I don't have enough stitch markers, I don't know why I cannot find them. Okay, 2, 3, so it will be here. So I will use some strings. I won't use it too much, this stitch markers, because I'm kind of used with this pattern, but you will need to place them and remove them with every round to make sure that you keep the number of stitches correctly. So now I marked basically the fixed part, which are the 39 stitches and 39 on this side. And now imagine that you just made a magic ring with a single crochet inside the ring, and now what is next is you need to do 2 single crochets into each stitch. So only in these 3 stitches at the ends of my base I will do 2 single crochets, starting with the first. So right, the first stitch is an increase stitch, so we are doing 2 single crochet, and then I'm working the rest of the 39 single crochet, and you can place the stitch marker into the first stitch of 39. Okay, so let's just continue and work this 39 stitches. The last will be the next marked stitch. Okay, so I'm about to work the 39th stitch on this side. I will place a stitch marker And now in the next 3 stitches, the increase stitches, I will work 2 single crochet in each. One and 2. And now I will continue with the next 39 stitches, and then on the last 2 stitches we will increase again. Okay, so now the last stitch of my 39 stitches. Now into the last 2 stitches we need to increase, so make 2 single crochet in each. Try not to confuse the stitch, the braid that it's getting from joining the round, that is a stitch. You can put a stitch marker into the first stitch if you find it easier. Okay, someone was at the door, sorry for that. So I slip stitch into the first stitch and close basically the round. Now we had the pattern with 2 stitches into each stitch, so now for the rest, for the next round, it will be like 1 increase, and into the next we will do a single crochet, so only 1 stitch. It will be 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase on 1 single crochet for all the 6 stitches. Sorry, my breath is, I was just running. Okay, so now I will chain 1, and this is the first stitch, this is the second one. Okay, so now you can start with 1 single crochet and then make an increase into the next, or you can start with an increase and make single crochet into the next. It's up to you, but I will do 2 single crochets and then 1 single crochet. Then we will work the 39 stitches that we have, and then on the other side I will tell you right away which are my tips, because I also had so many years being confused on how to make these increases properly. So now I will put into my first of the 39 stitches and continue working the fixed stitches. Okay, so I'm doing the last stitch here, and here's what I discovered about this. So here we started with 2 single crochet and 1 single crochet. My mistake was that I wanted to do this in the mirror, so somehow here I started with 1 single crochet because I said, okay, I had 1 single crochet before that stitch, so I will do 1 single crochet after that stitch. But somehow if you're doing so, then you will end up here with 2 single crochet, 2 single crochet, because it's an even number of stitches. And this is not wrong, but having more stitches, less stitches, or less stitches, more stitches, it might look weird somehow. So to remember it easier is like, okay, so I had 1 single crochet here, and now it's like I will have a continuous circle, so I'm doing 2 single crochet, then 1 single crochet next, then 2 single crochet and 1 single crochet next, then 2 single crochet and 1 single crochet in next. Okay, and now we will continue with the rest of the 39 stitches. Okay, I'm working the last stitch of my 39 stitches. And now, because I told you to look at this as a continuous circle, it's easy. I'm looking into the stitch behind my marked stitch or before that, and it's 1 single crochet, which means that into my next stitch I need to work 2 single crochet to continue basically my circle. Let's not forget the stitch marker here. So now I had 2 single crochet, then 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochet and 1 single crochet. And now it's perfectly matches how I I started around with 2 single crochet, and of course I needed to finish it with 1 single crochet. And now slip stitch into the first chain and chain 1. So now we had like 1 single crochet, 1 increase, or as we started, 1 increase, 1 single crochet. So now we will have 1 increase, 2 single crochet, or you can start with 2 single crochet and then 1 increase, because before the stitch over here I had 1 single crochet. I will try to start differently and work 1 single crochet into the first 2 stitches and then 2 single crochets in next. Okay, and now we will continue with the 39 stitches. I forgot a stitch marker over here. I will count the stitches to make sure that I'm putting it into the right, and then here it should be here. Okay, so then I will continue, because here I have 2 single crochet, then into the stitch after I will have 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and the logic behind it's the same. So with every round right now we will add 1 stitch in between the increases, and you can always alternate if you want to start with an increase or without increase, without an increase stitch, as long as you keep the same pattern is okay. So now, depending on how wide you want this base to be, then you will work more stitches. This will be my last round for me because I don't want to make it wider than this, but you can work more stitches if you want, and more rounds. Okay, so to explain it one more time, I finished the 39 stitch. I'm looking before that stitch I have 2 single crochet. So now after the 39 stitch I will make 1, then 2, and then 1 increase. meaning 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Then again 1, 2, and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and then 1, 2, and 2 single crochet into the next. Okay, and now we will continue with the rest of the stitches, the 39 stitches, and then we'll see how to finish this. Okay, so I did the last stitch, and now again I'm looking over here. I have 2 single crochet into the same stitch right before the mark stitch. This means that after the mark stitch I will do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch, and again 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochet into the last stitch. And again I started with single crochet, and now I'm finishing with an increase, which is the perfect thing to be. So as I said, if you want to continue this base, you can do it. I think the bag is wide enough. If you want to make it wider, and of course see that you will increase with every row on the width of the bag, so the idea is to start with less stitches over here. Okay, now if you're looking at this bag, and to tell you one more thing and I'm done, the idea is that if you remove this 39 stitches in between and you put together these 2 pieces over here, you need to have a perfect circle. So this is the secret to a perfect oval base. Now see you next time and next week for the rest of the bag. Okay, so this was it. I hope you will find this video interesting. I hope you learned something with this base in case you want to use it for some other projects that needs this oval shape. And yeah, see you next week. I hope that by the end of this week I will finish the skirt tutorial. I chose the name. It will be named Sensu Skirt. There were many things that I was because I chose this name. Sensu, it was suggested on Instagram, and it means folding fan in Japanese. And because I had a folding fan from Japan, I never was to Japan, but someone gave it to me as a present, and it was something that I was so proud of, that I have something from Japan. Japan is a country that I wish so badly to visit. From all the countries of the world, I would love to get there one day. And I was just discussing with my husband maybe for next year to plan this vacation to Japan. Then this name suggestion came. It was the folding fan in Japanese, so I said, okay, this might be a sign, this might be something. So I chose Sensu Skirt as a name, and I love it. And if the pattern will be ready by the time I'm posting this video, then I will leave it a link into the description below. But so far so good. I'm back to work because I still have 1 hour until going to pick up my daughter, and I will try to finish some things that I have, and then yeah, see you next week with some other things. And let me know about the ripple swatch. What do you think? What do you think it will become? I do want to use a ripple stitch pattern for something, and my first idea is a skirt again, But if you have some other ideas, please leave them in the comments below or use the Google form for the question. Another thing about the Google form, I didn't have any questions from the last week video, but Victoria left me a message, but only with the name, so without a question. So if you're listening right now, just please send me somehow your question if you have one. If not, then yeah, we'll see what else we will get. So thank you so much for being here with me for another weekly journal. Have a nice weekend and see you next week.